Truly, the idea that Honest Ed's represents Toronto's history of immigration shows how much Toronto needs a city museum. I'm Alex Bozikovic. I'm the architecture critic for the Globe and Mail. Well, 2016 will be the swan song for Honest Ed's, the discount retailer which has become an unlikely landmark for the city. On New Year's Eve of this year, the store will close its doors for the last time, and soon after that, it'll be demolished to make room for a new development. Some people are saying that Honest Ed's, as a building, represents the history of Toronto. I understand where they're coming from, but I think that's nonsense. The building itself is junk. The store opened in 1947, and through the period that people remember, the 1950s and the 1960s, it really was a welcome point for immigrants from all over the world as they landed in Toronto. Honest Ed himself was such a showman, such a ham, you might say, with all these self-deprecating signs, the jokes, the skits, and he really made a point of reaching out to new Canadians. And that worked. It made people feel welcome. It gave the place a sort of cultural resonance that was really powerful. And it served an important function as a discount retailer. And for all of those reasons, people love the place. But the store itself is a mishmash. The most visible portion of the store, the part that everybody sees, are those giant facades covered with those signs and flashing light bulbs, and those didn't even go up until the 1980s. Instead, what we're going to be getting there is a lot of rental apartments, more than 1,000 rental apartments, together with retail. There's going to be a portion of not-for-profit space, which is going to be leased out to artists and makers of all kinds. So there will be a real mix of activities and people on this site. Even if it isn't quite as wacky as Honest Ed's, it's going to help bring this part of the city into the 21st century in a sophisticated way. What's great about Honest Ed's and the Honest Ed's site really has to do with Mirvish Village. That's the set of old houses along Markham Street, right next to the store itself, that the Mirvish family bought and eventually turned into a series of restaurants, shops, and galleries. That village that they created has personality, and that is, in its own way, going to survive in the new development. Maybe what Torontonians really need is a place to think about their history. There have been a lot of discussions about building a museum of the city of Toronto. I think if the city eventually has its own museum, the story of Honest Ed's will be a part of the history that's told there. But we need a better place to put it and a more thoughtful way to approach our history than in the bargain bins.